A lot of them want transparency when it comes to what their children have access to in school. Other parents want acceptance and understanding when it comes to different lifestyles and ideas. There were 600 people here at Stout Elementary School yesterday. Many parents were greeted by metal detectors and extra police officers on standby. And yes, conversation became intense at some points, but overall, things ran smoothly as parents were able to let out their grievances. Impassioned parents packing out Stout Middle School during Dearborn's school board meeting.
Look at how you act, and your children are watching.
6 books at the center of the conflict, 4 with LGBTQ themes. A group of parents wanting them removed from school library shelves feel they are sexually explicit, too violent, and not age appropriate.
Well, how do these books even end up in our library? That's the biggest thing. I mean, these books are really bad. When I'm looking at it, I cringe. They don't belong in the hands of 13, 14, 15-year-old kids.
Stop pretending this is about protecting children from books. We all know this is about erasing our LGBTQ students and staff. It was literally written on signs people brought to the meeting on Monday.
Because of the outcry, no students can check out the books under question while the board reevaluates their process on reviewing books.
I am sick of the only books that my son can read are about slavery and lynching, things that I find disgusting. Those are things that I hate.
Right now, Dearborn Public Schools policy states a parent has the right to restrict their child's access to certain books, but they have to ask.
What happens when the parents who don't read or speak English, why is it on them to try to opt out? They don't know what's going on.
Parents who insist the books be permanently banned, presenting a resolution to the board, demanding an open door policy and a more transparent and interactive book analysis process before students can check them out.
I believe there should be a process to review these books before they even get in our schools, not a review process once they're in our schools.
Now, the school board actually didn't vote on anything pertaining to their book policy during last night's meeting, but during their next school board meeting, that resolution that those parents presented will be on the agenda.
When I'm watching these videos of these parents protesting, all I can think about is the lack of transparency between the parent, the child, and the school. I think about these random TikToks I see where they have teachers detailing how they're hiding information from parents.
And one day her trusted art and homeroom teacher invited her to stay after school for art club. So she texted us and we gave our permission. Of course you can stay for art club. When she arrived in the classroom that day, she very quickly learned that it was actually GSA art club, or gender and sexuality awareness. And her trusted teacher had invited in an outside presenter to speak with the children. This presenter started with her number 1 rule: what you hear in here stays in here. She then brought out flags to describe different umbrella terms or defining words, as she called them, and how people feel under each of the flags. She explained to my daughter that if she is not 100% comfortable in her female body, then she's transgender. She then gave out flags, stickers, bracelets, and what she called the obligatory toys that kids love to collect everywhere I go. She then told the kids that parents aren't safe, and that it's okay to lie to them about where they are in order to attend this meeting and also future programming that she holds throughout the community, both online and in person. Some of the programming is actually includes adults. So she's got 12-year-olds in these meetings secretly with adults. She told the kids that she brought out the genderbread activity. I don't know if you've ever seen that before, but
I have.
The genderbread person activity, which explains that gender and sexuality are on a spectrum and that neither can ever be binary. It explicitly asked the kids who they're sexually attracted to. There was 11, 12, and 13-year-olds in the room when this happened. She doubled down that parents aren't safe, that heterosexuality and monogamy are not normal. And she then proceeded to hand out her personal contact information to the kids, encouraging them to connect with her without their parents' knowledge, by cell phone, by email, and by teen chat platforms like WhatsApp and Discord, where parents can't see the communication. She also sends them invites to her secret meetings through these channels.
I look at articles that talk about how principals are emailing the schools detailing how if a child talks about sexuality, they should hide it from the parents. I look at these videos of people at school board meetings detailing some graphic imagery in books.
Oh look, another obscene book being distributed to children. Up your bum, you have a prostate gland, which feels nice when massaged. The is also sensitive and responds to being played with. So after she's giving a tutorial on sexual pleasure, she also instructs kids to be creative when they explore. Now the author is encouraging kids to get online where they're at most risk for sexual exploitation. Intentionally using these quotes is to encourage kids to go online and meet other adults for sex. I've used Grindr. The advantages are that you can get what you want quickly. The downside is that it's the same people repeatedly, so it can get boring very quickly. The benefits are obvious: quick, easy, and uncomplicated. It goes on to say, I've met a lot of interesting people through sex. Encouraging kids to have transactional, high-risk with adults on an adult website. This isn't just grooming anymore. This is encouraging kids to become active with adults. This is sexual enticement of minors. This is promoting. Now the author is giving a blowjob tutorial to the younger audience this book was intended for, saying that it's more about sliding your mouth up and down the shaft of his. Want to know a secret? Straight people have all the time too. Straight men like stuff up their bums just as much as gay ones. Isn't a gay thing. Women can pleasure each other in a variety of fun ways. The really does like being licked and kissed. Let's end this with toys and strap-ons. These people are a danger to children.
And all I can think about is no shit people are going to protest against this. No shit parents are going to find this and say, I don't want my child learning about this. It's not about erasing gay people. It's not about erasing lesbians. It's not about erasing anybody. It's to make sure that information that goes on in the school makes its way to the parents. That's the reason behind all these don't say gay bills you keep bitching about, because as much as you want to hide this information, the more people are going to find out about it and have a problem with it being hidden from them, especially when it pertains to their own children. When you think about a child and you think about who is raising them, why do you think it's a good idea to hide information from the parents? Why do you pretend to be so prideful about your sexuality and your pronouns and your gender, yet you're doing a concerted effort to hide it from individuals who need to know about it? Because yes, a child has parents who have the right to know what their child is learning in school, and to hide that from them is absolutely disingenuous. To hide that from them is absolutely untrustworthy, and to expect people to not find out about it and to not make us think about it is absolutely asinine. Because when you have children, you want to make sure that they're learning all these things, yes, in an age appropriate manner, but in a fashion that makes sense in the world that we live in today. Because of course you got all these people who gaslight, who provide peer pressure, who want to make sure that they understand that their lifestyle is the correct lifestyle as opposed to any other lifestyle in existence. You have all these people jumping through hoops to make sure that their way is the only way, and that's not really how the world should work. You should have all these open conversations. You should be learning about all these different avenues of life. You should be gaining the knowledge to understand other perspectives while not demonizing anybody. And when you're hiding this information and you're gaslighting parents and you're gaslighting children, you're creating a problem. And to not openly say, hey, today in class we're going to teach about this. Today at lunch we're going to watch a movie on this. Hey, in PE we're going to learn about this, is absolutely disingenuous and untrue, which is going to provide more and more of these laws going into place where you're going to have to let parents know this is what you're doing. You're going to have all these parents coming to these school board meetings and protesting, and no amount of gaslighting them into saying that they hate gay people is going to work.
Talk about what this really is. You hate gay people, and it's obvious, because look at how you behave when one gay person speaks. Look at how you act, and your children.
You need to address the board and not the audience.
Yes, well, I'd like to also say this. Characters in books deserve to be defended. Every kind of character. Gay characters, black characters, every diverse kind of character that can exist in a book belongs in our libraries. And you know what? They belong for one very simple reason. Because literature reflects reality.
Books after book after book after book. This is the junior high. This book contains sexually explicit assault and battery. I hesitate to read it. I don't feel comfortable reading it to adults. 13-year-olds can check this book out. And you guys have bought it for them and provided it for them. And it needs to be corrected ASAP. Are you going to eat her? Yeah, Earl, I'm going to eat her. Do you even know how to eat? No, not really. Papa Gaines never sat you down and said, son, one day you're going to have to eat the... No, but he taught me how to eat a butthole. Yep, I would teach you some eating technique, but it's a little complicated. Son, I don't have time for that. I got 20 over here I need to eat. Is that right? I'm on a deadline. It goes on and on and on and on and on and on. There are 79 fucks in this book. 79. 51 shits, 11 dicks, 15 and 9 goddams, and the list goes on. And you guys need to fix it.
They're trying to know about their child's life. They want to make sure that their child is learning in school anything that is age appropriate and not anything graphic. You can whine, you can bitch, you can moan, but if you're so prideful that you're so comfortable in hiding information that is deemed not age appropriate, then we got a fucking problem about your morality. And if you're not willing to check that, or if you're not willing to admit that some of these books contain some graphic images that children, even teenagers, are not ready to see, then we have a problem. And yes, it should be addressed. That way, everybody could come into a room, everybody could say their side, the other side could say their side, and we come to a resolution that benefits not only the parents, but the kids. Because at the end of the day, Monday through Friday, from 7 a.m. or 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. or 4 p.m. or whatever these kids leave school, they're learning this information, whether you like it or not. And it would be better if there was open dialogue and information about what the kids are going to learn. That way, the parents don't have to be coming to you and saying you're incompetent at your job, and they could actually say, I don't want my child learning that. I don't want my child learning about this unless it's age appropriate. I don't want my child learning about all these graphic details unless they're of the age where they can process this and understand it in an age appropriate manner. And if you're not going to do that, and if you're just going to gaslight, and if you're just going to say everybody's trying to erase gay people, congratulations, you're opening yourself up to be the biggest dumbass in the room. Subscribe to the channel, open your mouths, and be transparent with people, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.